Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read you a Washington Examiner article, and this is a pretty fantastic article idea, and I hope it happens. I've talked about this before. Bannon says Trump should become Speaker, lead Biden, impeachment, resign, and run for president in 2024. We live in a country where the politics of like Tip O'Neill years back, Reagan, even Bill Clinton, those days are no longer relevant. We live in a completely new political world where mashed potato brains, who everyone knows is like out for lunch. There's not a person on the planet who thinks that mashed potato brains, the man who slurs his speech and like barely campaigned our beloved President Biden, there's not a person in the world that thinks he's really engaging in, true leadership and, 100% in charge. Nobody believes this. Even Democrats who despise Trump. Most Democrats have devoted their entire existence to opposing Trump simply because of petulant, like a petulant type of motivation. They don't like him. They don't care if he's right. They don't care if he presides over a great economy. They don't care if he does very well in terms of foreign policy. Had we simply abided by his negotiated deal in Afghanistan, had we simply abided by that deal, we would have had the time to bring home everyone that needed to be brought home. The issue was not leaving. The issue was how we left and the message that it sent to the world. What drives me is I've always wanted to bring home Americans, men and women, from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. The same quagmires that the Lincoln Project people who opposed marriage equality, who should have been canceled a long time ago. Bill Kristol, the Bulwark, those types of wonderful people. Those people should have been opposed or canceled a long time ago. Okay, that didn't happen. What happened is you have Bush, Lincoln Project, Bush-era conservatives, hawks, military hawks, that embedded themselves within the Democratic Party. And you have Bernie Sanders and left-leaning Democratic socialists or socialists voting for the same political party that Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld's foreign policy hawks voted for. Again, the American left is composed of people like Rick Wilson and Bill Kristol and Lincoln Project and other Bush-era operatives and the hammer and sickle socialists or communists. This is the left, the American left. It is completely irrational, but it is what it is. That's politics. Democrats have Tammany Hall. They have a racket. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. If you understand how harmful it is to just have a political party that opposes Trump at all costs, even to the detriment, even if it hurts the country, to spite Trump, to just not abide by his May 1st, 2021 negotiated deal. On January 21st, they could have simply brought home Americans, soldiers, interpreters, everybody. On January 21st to May 1st, they could have had the time. Biden didn't want to spite Trump. He risked and he eventually experienced an absolute cataclysmic, catastrophic debacle of epic proportions. But that's what they do. Hit subscribe to this channel. We're almost at 200,000 subs. Tell your friends about it. If you can tell 2 or 3 people about this channel, it's the best thing you could do for me. If you want to support my work long term, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment. And on hagoodman.com, you can read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, and other publications. You can also, if you'd like, buy a cup of coffee for me and the Super Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Thanks is right next to the like and the share buttons. Ladies and gentlemen, you think President Trump becoming Speaker of the House is out of the ordinary? How much work do you think Nancy Pelosi does? Honestly, I want to know, how much work do you think that she does? You think it's that difficult to lead a political party that falls in line, that is just, it's probably more difficult to lead the Republican Party, but Trump can do that. Not difficult at all. And they say, oh, well, that entails work. It's like, you know what? We see from the Afghan debacle to everything going on, to soaring crime, to inflation, Biden's presidency has been an unmitigated catastrophe. It has been a catastrophe, an epic debacle from start to what we have now. I want to know what he's done. We had record low unemployment under Trump. The economy was actually rebounding towards the last couple of months of Trump. We had wages that were increasing, and then people said in their petulant way, oh, what about real wages? Well, how are real wages now? All the critique that Trump received when things were going great, why don't you level the same critique at Biden? Oh, that's right. Because the critique was not based on, reality. People despise Trump's personality. They would rather have a dystopian, nightmarish world than actually a great economy, prosperous country, a country that's, prospering, than have Trump at the helm. Well, be careful what you wish for. You have Biden. You have the wonderful mashed potato brains who is obviously not at the helm. Could you imagine a chess game between Putin and Biden? Who do you think would win? I'll take Trump over that one. I'll take Obama over that one. I'll take anyone over that one. I'll take Gumby over Biden if it's a chess game between Putin and Biden. Who do you think's going to win? We have one person leading the free world out to lunch. Everyone knows this. There's not a person on the planet that thinks that our beloved President Biden knows what he's doing at all. And you have Hunter's emails, pay-to-play schemes, obvious, it's right there. You would have to be completely ignorant to think that there's nothing there. How can you use your influence on behalf of the company? That's not nepotism. That is pay-to-play. Again, not nepotism. It's called pay-to-play. Again, not nepotism. Nepotism is not inherently bad. There's nothing inherently wrong with nepotism. Not that bad. You can have a family business. Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong? When things go bad is when you have somebody like Hunter, who's completely from narcotics abuse to everything else. Leaving his 38 outside of a school. I mean, his life is what we've become as a country. And so you have to ask yourself, are we better off? Of course we're not. Then you say, oh, well, it was Trump's fault. The global health crisis. Well, we haven't turned a corner. We haven't turned a page. It's almost the same thing. Now the Atlantic says, well, we have to just get used to it. Well, that's what Trump was saying last year. Democrats eventually come around to Trump's original opinions on a whole lot of things, especially towards China. They vilified him for standing up to the most populous country in the world. Now they might invade Taiwan, and there's not a thing Biden can do about it. Give me your thoughts below, unfortunately. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. right now.